little den, Mother. And how are we today, Miss Moon?
We? Well, I'm fine, but you don't look so good.
I look the way I always look, Junie Moon. This is as good as it gets. I'm sorry if you find it unpleasant. You sure have a fresh mouth, Junie Moon, but it's funny and you use it in all the right places.
Well, that's my mouth. Fresh, funny, and twisted.
He got you real bad, Junie Moon. A man that would do a thing like that ought never been born.
The funny thing was, I didn't think he looked mean.
I never knew a man who looked mean. You know, it's the sweet baby face ones you gotta step aside for.
My mom thought he was real polite. She always said he looked Daddy and her straight in the face when he talked. Honestly.
But did it hurt
What?
when he poured on the acid?
I don't remember the pain. Well, there was so much of it. Too much to understand. It was like drinking too much. When everything gets fuzzy and in slow motion. The thing I remember most is the stink. Terrible stink. Like flesh burning. Later it hurt. I'll tell you that for a fact.
It sure got you bad. Do you ever look at yourself?
Yes.
Of course, I didn't know you before, Junie Moon. You was probably a good-looking woman.
But now, Minnie?
Now it's like I say. You got your bad.
It was an ordinary night. Jesse wore his usual greasy black pants and a lilac shirt. Always smelled as if he didn't own any other clothes. That was his style. His crazy kind of style. He seemed to know something about everything. Well, that night we drove to the edge of town, to a picnic ground. It was late in the fall, so there was no one there. Well, Jesse told me to stand on a picnic table. He told me to take my clothes off. Well, I didn't want to. But he had this funny look, so I was scared and I did what he said. Well, then he sat down. He sat on a big, cold barbecue pit. He never touched me, Minnie. He just said things, terrible words. For 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. And then he told me to get back in the car. On the way home, suddenly, the whole thing struck me awful funny. Standing on a table, naked, I had to laugh or else I'd cry. The harder I laughed, the faster Jesse drove, until he found a dead-end alley. He parked the car and dragged me out. He beat me with his fists and kicked me, and suddenly stopped. I lay there for a long time, Minnie. And long enough for him to go back to the car and open the hood. Well, the next thing I saw was him standing over me taking the caps off the battery. It took him so long before. Why? Because I laughed. Why? Because I didn't cry. The next thing I knew, I was in a hospital. My eyes were bandaged up and my ears, and there was this hole left from my mouth. My right arm was in a cast, and my left arm was being used for skin graft, so it was strapped to the side of my throat. Minnie, I wanted to die. Never even tried to stop him. I could have screamed or run away. The harder he hit, watch him do all those terrible things. They put out a 4-state alarm for Jesse. But you know what, Minnie? Minnie. Funny. I never thought Jesse was a mean man.